there's a lot of guys that complain about women. And I'm be honest with you, complain about women. And I'm like, I look at the women, I'm like, okay, so what are you? She's not even hiding that this is what she about. So you deciding to continue engaging with this woman is on you. You can't now paint her out to be the terrible person because at least she told you. You just decided you was going to go down that road and then get mad when you're hurt by the person that showed you from the beginning who they were. Part of this is believing somebody for exactly who they reveal themselves to be. What's up, family? It's your girl, Samantha Lee, and y'all, I'm here with a different style of video, okay? So I want you to go ahead and comment below if this is a better format for you, okay? Today's video is about 11 signs she's a liability. Y'all, I'm going to give you some rules, some things to look out for. I'm also going to give you examples, so pay attention. You do not want to miss one thing. I know these dating streets are crazy. Shoot, listen, I know. I coach some of you guys. I've been on the balcony watching people date. Okay. I've been on the balcony watching people in these streets and on these sidewalks. And y'all, it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And so today I'm going to break down 11 signs that she's a liability. You want to pay attention, you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button and comment below because I want to hear what you have to say. Okay. And if you have not already, subscribe to our channel because, listen, Game Changer Nation is growing and I don't want you to miss any part of this growth, okay? Because we growing. We taking it to the top, baby. All the way to the top. And so today's video is very exciting for me because, again, it's a different kind of video, but it's kind of like my favorite thing to do is to come up with some lists and give you the game, right? So get out your pen and paper and let's get into it. Okay, so number one sign that she's a liability is that she's highly attention seeking and she is constantly in need of validation and approval for others. Now, y'all, this I totally see as being something that men can do as well. Because people, when I put this out there initially, people are like, well, I know a man that does that too. I get it. But this video is about women. I'm trying to put you on game about women. Okay. And so when a woman is highly attention seeking, and you can tell that, y'all, by just looking at somebody's platform. You could see, like, by the post, an example is just a bunch of selfies. So we just focusing on me. There's nothing about their perspective, their opinion, their family. It's just really about them, their body, just very, very hyper focused on themselves. I've seen different platforms where they're posting like different images of the same selfie, like 4 or 5 times a day. It's just them. Next day, same thing. Them. And it's like, okay, I get it. I get growing a platform. I also get being able to, you may be sponsored by a brand. You might be making some money, but if someone is constantly seeking attention and they don't have any brand partnerships, they're just constant, all about themselves. You look at their page and you kind of get the vibe. Y'all have to trust y'all gut and y'all instinct. You can look at somebody's page and you'll be able to see what they value. Because I may not have a full picture of who you are as a person, but I can tell how you want to be seen, right? Because that's indicative. People are like, oh, well, somebody posts this. You don't really know if that's who they are. You're right. You don't know. That might be how they want to be perceived, but you also can tell what somebody values by how they want to be perceived. Because more times than not, is going to be reflected in how they want to be seen. If I want to be seen as smart, if I want to be seen as a spiritual person, if I want to be seen as an expert in a certain field, I'm going to be posting certain things. I value that. That's what I value. Is how I want you to see me. And that speaks volumes. So pay attention to what somebody's posting. If someone's constantly looking for attention or validation, you have to understand that being in a relationship with that kind of person is like an empty well. No matter what you do, will never be enough attention. It will never be enough validation that you can give that person for them to feel good enough. I say this all the time. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If somebody does not love themselves well, you'll be able to see that in how they love you, because they can't love you well if they don't love themselves well. And if I'm constantly looking for someone to validate me, to affirm me, that means I'm not affirming myself. That means I'm not doing my own work. And therefore, I'm asking for people to do the work for me. And that's a problem. So that's why number one is definitely highly attention seeking and constantly in need of approval from others. Okay, that's a big one. It's a quick commercial break, you guys, and we'll get back into the rest of this video. You don't want to miss the rest of this, okay? You don't want to miss it. Recognizing the signs of a toxic relationship is a crucial first step. But what comes next? For many, seeking professional help is the key to processing past traumas and developing healthier coping mechanisms. In my own life, therapy has been a game changer, a vital role in my personal development. It has enabled me to navigate and assess the impact of past traumas and recurrent negative relationship patterns. Engaging with a skilled therapist has taught me effective, healthy coping mechanisms to handle life's diverse challenges. One significant personal revelation therapy brought to my light was my ability to identify emotional triggers and respond to them more constructively. I remember a particular session where my therapist guided me through an exercise where I wrote a letter to my past, a past relationship that was hard for me to get over, and helped me recognize that most of why I struggled, why it was so hard for me to move forward, was that I had not yet forgiven myself. It was like a light bulb moment. Suddenly I had the tools to catch myself in those moments and choose a different path. This shift has profoundly improved my daily functioning, making me a better individual, a more patient, understanding mother, a daughter, a friend, and sister. As a therapist myself, guys, I have seen firsthand the transformative power of having an unbiased platform to discuss and process personal issues. Therapy helps in breaking down complex emotions and situations, allowing for logical and structured problem solving. It's a safe space to be vulnerable, to explore the depths of our experiences, and to emerge with greater self-awareness and resilience. If you're considering therapy but feeling unsure about where to start, I highly recommend checking out BetterHelp, the sponsor of this video. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that matches you with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences. You can have therapy sessions via phone, video chat, or even messaging, whatever feels most comfortable to you. With over 30,000 therapists in their network, BetterHelp makes it easy to find the right fit. And you can switch therapists at any given time, no additional cost to you. Visit BetterHelp.com/Samantha Lee or select Samantha Lee at sign up for a special discount off of your first month of therapy. Remember, the trauma may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Let's get back into this video. All right, y'all. So number two, does not take accountability for her actions. Does not take accountability for her actions. Y'all, this is a huge one. This is a huge one, okay? When someone does not take accountability for the things that they do, for the things that they say, and they either find a scapegoat, they blame somebody else, or they gaslight you into thinking that it's something that you did that caused the situation to happen. Whatever that is for you, someone not taking accountability is a red flag. That is do not pass go, do not collect $200. You've got to get up out of there, because in a relationship, in a marriage, somebody taking accountability for their actions is a game changer. That's how you fix things. You cannot fix what you do not reveal. If I'm always putting it on the other person, at some point, you guys, it gets old. At some point, you guys, you're like, listen, when are you going to start saying sorry for the things that you're doing instead of putting it on me? It causes resentment. It's very, very hard to navigate. Number three, difficulty managing her emotions in a healthy way. She's disrespectful when she's mad, it feels like you've got to walk on eggshells. Y'all, when somebody does not know how to navigate, when they feel an emotion, they just erupt, or it's explosive. They don't know how to manage it well. Either they go online and they post in subliminals, or It may not even be a subliminal. It may be a direct shot at you because they're mad and they don't like this or they don't like that, or they are, they start yelling in the house. It's an uncomfortable situation, whether they become violent, whether they start throwing things, whatever that is not a healthy way to navigate any type of feeling. And when someone shows you that they are unable to manage emotions in a healthy way, or they become disrespectful, they hit you below the belt, they know what to say to get you riled up, that is not the sign of somebody that you need to continue to engage with, y'all. That is where they need to do their own work. When it makes it hard for you to feel safe, to be able to communicate your feelings, your emotions, and it just feels like, oh my gosh, I don't know, she might be mad today. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. How can you have a healthy relationship if you can't communicate with your partner without feeling like this is going to go left? It's not a healthy situation for you to engage in, y'all. So if somebody is not showing you that they can handle themselves when they're upset and when they're angry, that is definitely a red flag. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, because I'm telling you, when you get married, it does not fix anything. It just highlights what was already there. It makes problems that were like this become this. It magnifies the issue. It does not fix the issue. So if you already seen that in the data collecting process, which is what I call dating, that's a red flag. Pay attention. Number 4, materialistic. Guys, you'll see this in what somebody chooses to post. I see this on social media when I see certain posts about, somebody can like nice things. I don't have no problem with somebody liking nice things, but you can tell by like how they wear it. There's an energy that comes with somebody that puts their value in what they have. So it's different where I like nice things. I wear these clothes, but I wear these clothes. Okay. They don't wear me. There's some people that you can see, if they're not wearing something that is like, they're not Gucci down to the socks, they're not wearing a name brand something, they don't, it's an energy with it. I can't really put it into words, but there are people that find their value in just wearing super expensive name brand items. That's where they find their value. And there's a difference between I like nice things and I find my value in this. I attach my value to the name brands that I'm wearing. There's a different energy. And I think that when you feel an energy that kind of, it goes a little deeper than I just like wearing nice stuff, where everything's got to be a name brand, where everything's got to be this, and this, and this. That's different to me. And I don't have a problem with that. Like, okay, if you like nice things and you're with somebody that likes nice things, okay, whatever. But if you're looking for it, it's very hard sometimes when you're trying to find somebody that's going to be able to go through the trenches with you. Sometimes people that, find their value in living a certain lifestyle and they can't afford that lifestyle on their own, that's going to be problematic in a relationship. It just is, because that's where they find they when you met them, they found their value in living a certain lifestyle that they could not themselves afford. Now, if you could afford it, listen, if a woman likes her own stuff and it's got to be name brand and she's affording that, okay, that's cool. Like, you can't really say anything about that because she's not making that your responsibility. She's just saying, listen, this is what I like. But when you meet a woman and you'll find that today, where they expect you to take them to nicer places than they can afford, or they expect you to take better care of themselves than they can care of themselves, like they coming in with the expectation that if you gonna be my man, you got to take me to all the nicest restaurants, buy me all the nicest clothes, buy me all the nicest bags and things like that. And you know this person can't afford it. They want things because it's what they've now attached their value to because of what they see on social media. That's different. That's somebody who is materialistic because they're finding their value in materials. That's a red flag to me. It's a red flag. You don't see that a lot today. I got to go to the nicest restaurants. I got to have the nicest bags. You got to buy me. You got to make sure my hair is done. My nails is done. I've never seen some of the things I've seen today just so openly. And guys, it helps you that women are this open. You already can tell what it is. You already see what it is. You don't even, this is no mistaking what you're seeing. So if you're seeing it, pay attention to it. I see a lot of guys that are like, well, yeah, my friend told me that, so and so was like that, that she about the bag, she about the money, she about the experiences, you're gonna have to spend a little money on. If your friend is telling you that, listen to it. Why are we dancing with a spirit just because the spirit's a pretty looking external shell? Like, there's a lot of guys that complain about women. And I'll be honest with you, complain about women. And I'm like, I look at the women, I'm like, okay, so what are you? She's not even hiding that this is what she about. So you deciding to continue engaging with this woman is on you. You can't now paint her out to be the terrible person because at least she told you. You just decided you was going to go down that road and then get mad when you're hurt by the person that showed you from the beginning who they were. Part of this is believing somebody for exactly who they've revealed themselves to be. Not deluding yourselves and thinking, oh, once they get to know me, they're going to start liking me for me and this and the third. No, if that's not how they started it, you on some level, you've got to believe what you see, right? Okay. Number 4, so we materialistic. Number 5, does not respect boundaries. So when you tell somebody, like, let's say your boundary is, I don't want you to be late. It means a lot to me to be on time. Timeliness is a big thing for me. And somebody constantly is doing that. They're constantly late. And because you don't say much, you don't make a big deal about it, they get later and later and later. A part of our walk and our journey together will be us learning how to establish boundaries. If you are a timely person and you've asked somebody to be timely, if they care about you, they will make the adjustments to accommodate what you value. If someone doesn't, they're going, but here's the thing. People are going to set your boundaries regardless. They're going to see that's human nature. We're going to see how far we can press this thing. We're going to see how far we can take this thing. And you have to say to yourself, okay, what level, how far am I willing to allow this to go? But what I will say is that if it's something that means a lot to you, don't play with it. Don't play with it. If timeliness is your thing, and somebody already showing you 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 5 minutes is probably not that big of a deal, but 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they're not respecting your time, be like, listen, if you don't value my time, we might not be able to do this. Off rip, don't continue to allow it. And then, later on in life, you're like, well, you're never on time. Well, you knew that. And you kept accommodating and accommodating. When we first get with people, there's a thing called a halo effect. That we give people excuses. We give them, passes because we like them and we see them in a certain light. That's what we do initially. But over time, that halo effect wears off. You start to see people for exactly who they are. And that can be very dangerous because at that point, you can start feeling like, wait, you're always late. You don't respect me. But when you were experiencing the halo effect, you gave them passes, you gave them excuses. Stay consistent. If it's a problem, it's a problem. Let them know it's a problem. Don't wait until it's a huge problem. Let them know what time it is. But again, set boundaries, family. Just because you like somebody don't mean that you let them bypass all your boundaries or all your standards. Just because you're attracted to somebody, don't let them bypass all your boundaries, all your standards. A lot of times we negotiate our standards for our type. If someone is crossing the line, they're talking to you in a way, let's say you don't want to be cursed at by a person that you're dealing with. Maybe there's certain things that you just don't do and they keep crossing the boundaries. They keep pushing you in this way. That's not somebody that respects you. And for a woman to love you, she has to respect you. I think God created us with the need, right? Like men desire to be respected. In order for a woman to really love you, she's got to respect you. Like it just is what I don't think women can really truly be in love with somebody she don't respect. I just don't believe that. It's a part of our wiring. We need to be able to respect you. Number 6 is poor character lacks integrity. I think that integrity for me goes a very long way. If someone has shown certain character flaws that do not meet your standard, like if someone's not kind to other people, if someone is they're not they tell you they're going to do something, they don't do it, someone's lying, and that's part of their character, you always catching them in lies. If someone, if you can't take cheating, and someone, you always find them talking to somebody else and they're not necessarily being honest or forthcoming about that, whatever that is for you, everybody wants different things. We can't make it like a cookie cutter. I want this, and everybody wants exactly what I want. That's not true. But what is somebody's character is probably the most important thing you have to pay attention to. And what is not going to resonate with you is something you have to pay attention to as well. Like if you can't handle somebody that lies and you keep catching them in lies, then don't deal with that. Your power is in your ability to walk away, not try to convince somebody to do right by you or convince somebody to see it your way. No, part of that is, okay, I know I can't handle somebody I keep catching in lies. So I need to take my behind and move forward and stand on business. Okay, so poor character or lacks integrity. Number 7 is needy and extremely jealous. Somebody that's very needy and needs a lot of your attention. Now, you might also be a needy person, or you like a lot of attention, and that might work well for you. And that's good because y'all both are needy and y'all will be up under each other. And that's great. But if you're somebody that values your independence and values your freedom, you may not want to be with somebody who's needy, because that person's not going to respect your space. So if someone is needy, you know, it comes with certain things. And then being jealous. If someone's jealous, and they're jealous of everybody, they're in competition with everybody's a threat, that's insecurity, and insecurity can make somebody controlling. So if you're already noticing, like off rip, they're saying certain things, because women would tell on themselves. They'd be like, oh, I saw you looking at that girl when we went out to eat, and I felt really disrespected. It's like, that was our first date. I mean, did I look at her crazy? Like, and mind you, I'm not saying you should be out here checking out other women in front of your dates. That is rude. But if there's just certain little signs of jealousy that's being sown, seeds that are being sown early on in the process, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that, because women will downplay it because we know it's not our role yet. We know that we haven't gotten the role as your girlfriend or the role as your woman yet. So we're gonna downplay it, and then when we get together, we start throwing major lobs like, no, you can't talk to her anymore. No, I was cool with that just because we was dating. Now that I got you, I'm not cool with that. Like, pay attention to those things, okay? Because that can result in controlling behavior later on. Number 8 is insecure. So that ties into what I said in number 7, which is needy, extremely jealous. When I say insecure, a sign of a woman's insecure is when she tears down other women. Like, no matter what environment she's in, she gonna find something wrong with the women in the room so that she appears to be more attractive, or a more attractive option than the women you're surrounded by. It's one way to see. Or like if you show her, or she sees somebody on a social media page that you see, and that woman's attractive, she's like, oh, she's wearing so much makeup. Oh, she's got a filter on her. Oh, she sounds like she don't seem like she's smart. Or they're gonna find a way to tear another woman down. That's just a sign of insecurity. Okay, straight up. That is a 4-word telling sign, is when I tear down other women to make myself look better. All right. And that insecurity, like I said, can lead to very controlling behaviors. I've seen it as bad as a woman getting mad at a guy because he was seated. He didn't sit. He was seated next to a woman on a flight. And she got so upset that she like blocked him, didn't want to speak to him, and then started calling him 100 times because she didn't want him to go anywhere. But she was really mad that he was seated next to a woman. He's like, well, I was assigned to sit next to this person. So again, jealousy can result in very extreme controlling behaviors. And that is not something that you want to live in. I'm telling you, because you don't have freedom. You're feeling suffocated. You got to live within the confines of their security, of what they feel the most secure in. And on some level, that is our responsibility in a relationship. There may be things that I do now that I won't do when I'm in a relationship, because that person doesn't feel comfortable, and I'm okay with that. But there's a understandable and reasonable level, and then there goes into unreasonable. As the example I shared before, where this guy was seated next to a girl on a flight to go see this girl, and she's upset and mad at him because he was seated next to a girl and he should have moved seats so he wasn't seated next to a woman. Yeah, that's too much. Okay, that's my point. Number 9 is controlling. I've shared the controlling behavior, so I won't belabor that point, but controlling is a big thing when a woman's trying to control different aspects of your life. Oh, you got to do this and you got to do. A part of a relationship, and a good one, I believe, is having the freedom to be yourself. Like, you don't need to be somebody else or temper who you are to be with them, right? Where we have the freedom, we both have the freedom to be exactly who God has created us to be, and not feel like we can't be that because we're with certain people. And I think that when somebody is controlling, it inhibits you from really experiencing all aspects of what life has to offer. We only have so much time on this planet. And so I say that to say that if someone is controlling and someone is insecure and somebody is making you walk on eggshells to the beat of their insecurities, or their triggers, whatever that may be, that's not a healthy relationship. It's not, because I should feel free to be myself in my relationship to a certain degree. Now, I'm not saying there are certain areas where there's reasonable, like, okay, I got to temper this because I'm in a relationship. There are reasonable instances, but we have to be mindful of people that are go over reasonable. They're unreasonable demands. I don't want you to drive home this way. I don't want you can't, use this side of the kitchen at certain times. You can't, you know, I don't know. You can't, I want you to completely get off social media because I don't like it. And I don't want you to cheat on me. There's certain things that are a little bit in the unreasonable, depending on the person. You've got to determine what's unreasonable for you, right? So, controlling. Number 10, does not maintain a certain level of privacy. This is a big one, y'all. This is huge. When someone is throwing subliminals and letting everybody know that y'all are going through stuff when y'all are going through stuff, that's a big deal. Okay? Because regardless of what we're going through, we're here. The world shouldn't know what we got going on. There are, like, if they got a therapist, okay. If they got a friend that they can trust, okay. But when they start to blast you on the internet and try to make you look terrible, like, that is not a safe person to have a relationship with, because they don't know how to manage their emotions well. So if you're dealing with someone that you can already tell is going to tell the whole world and everybody mama in the world what's going on between you and that person, yeah, no. Or they let the world know too much. They want, they constantly recording, they constantly got their phone out, it's like, no, I can't. I believe that's a red flag. My opinion, I believe that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Not maintaining a certain level of privacy. When y'all fighting, there's subliminals being posted. Yeah, no. It's a no for me. You gotta be a woman who cannot manage her emotions and lets everybody know that there's a problem when y'all got a problem. That's a red flag. It's a red flag. And last but not least, you guys, is selfish, unwilling. I have another one here I did not put on this list. I don't know why. Well, number 11, selfish, unwilling to compromise. Thinks relationships are only about her getting her needs met and no one else. Yeah, if someone is not, it thinks that you're only meant to serve their needs and you're just supposed to dance to the beat of their drum, and they don't need to check in with you and make sure you're okay and have that same, like, work ethic in the relationship. The relationship is not a one-sided thing. It's two people dancing together, and some people think that they can just get, and then the other person just gives. No, relationships are a dance. And I think it's very unhealthy when someone who's selfish goes into a relationship, because there's got to be compromise in a relationship. There's got to be things you got to do for other people. It's not just about you. So if you're meeting someone that isn't making sacrifices, isn't willing to compromise, isn't willing isn't willing to do things to make you happy, is only about them being happy. Or if they do something for you, it's about them in the end. Like it's, I'm doing this, but I'm expecting you to do something in return for me. Like nothing is of a genuine, I'm doing this for you spirit. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Somebody who's selfish. They only think about themselves. The last but not least is somebody who is lazy and not ambitious. There are people that want ambitious, hardworking men and have no intentions of being a ambitious, hardworking woman. They want what they are not. And so they have all these things that they desire in life. They want to travel all these places, they want to do all these things, but they're just trying to get a guy to sponsor that. They don't want to put in any type of work to get the things that they desire in life. That is a red flag to me. That's a red flag. Somebody who's lazy, not ambitious. You know, there's a way for a woman to desire and to pursue a career and not be what men can deem as masculine. Like masculine, more like I'm competing with you. Like once I get my job, I'm treating you in a certain way that emasculates you. Okay. So there's a way to be ambitious, hardworking, and feminine. And it's a dance, it's a balance. And some people are more sensitive to masculine traits than others, right? Not everybody sees it the same way. So you just got to tailor it to the person that you're with. But I think that when you're dealing with someone who is lazy, not really trying to work, but has all these expectations, but doesn't want to do anything to meet those expectations, has no work ethic to get to, they want all this, but they're not willing to work. They want other people to do it for them. That is a red flag. There's got to be some type of work ethic, some type of discipline, some type of ambition, some type of drive to their goals, not just, oh, I'm pretty, so sponsor me. No, no, we can't. That's a red flag. And so you guys, that is my list of 12. It's actually 12 signs of a woman who is toxic. She's toxic for you. Okay. 12 signs. Again, this is not an all encompassing list. So if you feel like there's some that I missed, please put in the comments below. I really want to hear what you have to say. In addition to that, you guys, I want to answer other questions that you may want me to answer for you. I've gotten a lot of different emails. I'm trying to figure out how to respond to them because they're very specific. And I want to, if I'm doing a video, I want it to be like for everybody, but I'm figuring that out. But go ahead and please email me, comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Otherwise than that, guys, go ahead and hit the like button, share this video, subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of our fast-growing Game Changer Nation. I got a free ebook that will be pinned in the comments below, and I'm going live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't want you to miss it. All right, family, I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hey, guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.